Hello, Leo, and thank you for taking the time to listen to this message. This message is for a general overview. It's a general reading for the remainder of the month of October. The first message coming up for you will be from the universe has your back. This is just some guidance to help you through um, the remainder of this month, and I am the loving energy of the universe. So this it feels to me like co-creating with the universe. When I'm connected to my joyful presence, I attract support from the universe. High vibe. That's what I'm feeling with this. Stay in that high vibe. Stay attuned and aligned with the energy of joy, happiness, what you desire. Keep that mindset positive. Keep those actions happening in the right direction. I feel like it feels strong. I'll be really surprised if the magician doesn't show up because I do feel like this is talking about really strong manifestation, aligning with the universe and co-creating with the universe. So the first card that comes up is you, is you, being in your power, the Queen of Wands, bottom of the deck, Nine of Pentacles. I feel there is something good going on for you, big going on for you as well. With the Queen of Wands, again, that's your energy stepping into, or being really solid and stable in your power, right? This is having the power in your hand to co create with the universe. And I do feel like it's some sort of abundance with the Nine of Pentacles underneath that. I feel like this is after a time of coming through some sort of challenging, there could have been some emotional turbulence that you have recently gone through. And when I'm looking at look at here, I just have to. Nine of Pentacles, this is what I feel like you're co-creating with the universe. You. And I do feel you because Nine of Pentacles quite often indicates somebody who's independent, self-sufficient, that sort of thing. I feel like be mindful too of the animals. If you've listened to me for a while, I love the animals, right? Like I always get signs and synchronicities through seeing their activity, like if they're really high strung or if they're flying all over the place or they're just hanging out being really chill, you can kind of like get that vibe of the energy that's around you through activity of animals. So I do feel the need to say that. I'm also seeing all this beautiful lush green, so be mindful of getting outside, soaking up some rays of sun. And this is that turbulent energy that I feel was in the past. This is something I feel you've overcome this challenge. You see five cups, you see three spilled out. There is no replacing that water into those cups, right? I'm feeling like that challenge has brought you through some sort of transformation, and now things are balancing out for you and coming, bringing things into balance. We are in Libra season, which is all about that. I feel like there's something very unexpectedly coming in that is going to take off quite quickly. There's a lot of quick moving energy, and there's that card of abundance bringing you to co-create, birth something into the physical reality, nurture and love a situation that grows, evolves, and ascends, and brings you to this 10 of cups, that happily ever after, that very high vibrational emotional experience. And look, when I'm splitting the deck, there's a Princess of Cups. So I do feel like that is an offer. That's a new beginning. I feel like there is some really big shift that is taking place, not only in your physical realm, but your emotional realm as well. I've said this many, many times. Venus is the ruler of love. It is also the ruler of our money. So, just be mindful of that. I feel like these are keeping those energies connected, right? Where you're really balancing out the feelings, the emotions, and watching it balance out in the physical, whatever that physical is for you. Finances, resources, opportunities, connection. It doesn't, whatever it is that resonates with you. So here you are, standing in your power, giving that beautiful heart of yours to the universe. Look it, love it. There's the wheel of fortune. Now it's time for change. The wheel is turning in a favorable direction. I'm also feeling, I don't know why, I think this possibly is the first time I've ever really picked up this energy, but I'm feeling that energy of you really having to stand your ground, right? Because when we do look at the wheel of fortune, I feel the four fixed signs, right? Um, Aquarius, no, what is it? It's Taurus, Leo, Scorpio. Yeah, maybe it is Aquarius. I'm sorry, but yeah, Aquarius as well. So I feel like you're standing your ground, you're in your power, you're really solid when it comes to Taurus energy is again, I'm feeling the Venus energy where you invest your time, energy, and effort when it comes to love or money, resources, that sort of thing, even your work environment. With Leo, that's about balancing and staying 10 toes down with fun, love, creative energy. Then Scorpio, really bringing things up, subconscious things or digging things up from internally within, right? Like bringing things to the light that maybe you've suppressed or maybe you've just kept hidden or something like that. But I feel like it's you're unearthing a really deep gift within yourself, right? And then Aquarius is that innovative energy for you to take that thought, that idea, that whatever that is that's rising up for you, and to step outside of the box and implement that. I feel there's no doubt about it because there's a second five. The first five was the Five of Cups. I feel like somebody has really gone through some very challenging experiences. With the Five of Wands, this talks about chaos, confusion, some sort of disruption. Could be a lot of drama that was around you, that sort of thing. I feel like those challenges are over. Like this is just giving me the indication of now it's time for a celebration of something solid, stable, loving, and nurturing. I feel like you've been at a crossroads for some time, and now I feel like the opportunity for this blessing of this new beginning. There's that magician. I knew this was coming. I could feel that energy. I feel whatever you have gone through, it feels like it was like, I just get that vibe of, is this cycle ever going to end? Right? I don't necessarily feel like it was all as a result of self, but I do feel like there was a lot of external things as well, conflict, competition, drama surrounding someone with that Five of Wands, even disappointments in relationships. And it kind of like, it just gives me the vibe. It really, kind of like festered into some challenges that you had to overcome, not only mentally but physically as well, right? Like, or not, I didn't mean to say mentally, I meant to say emotionally, right? Like really do some soul searching and some healing and that sort of thing, and kind of like come back to center, come back to your power, right? To take your power back is how I'm feeling. I'm feeling like that tough cycle is over. I feel like you're focused now on the future and on the beautiful opportunities or the things that lie ahead, that sort of energy. And that would be an absolute validation when I see the Ace of Wands. Six of Cups talks about the past. What about the past? Past King of Cups to the King of Pentacles to the Tower card. Wow. Okay. So, um, there does feel like it's interesting to see these two kings sitting side by side with the Tower and the Six of Cups on both sides of them. I'm feeling whatever this was in the past, the challenge, the obstacles. Again, I feel like it had a big impact on you emotionally and in your physical realm, possibly financially. I just got done talking about how Venus rules our love and our money, the King of Pentacles and the King of Cups would be indication, one of love, one of feelings, emotions, relationships, and the other of our physical finances, resources, that sort of thing. I feel there's a tower moment that is showing up, and I feel this as a good tower moment because I feel like it's liberating you from where you've been going through some sort of enlightenment. I feel like you have overcome the challenge and seen like you've been enlightened to something. You see things differently now. You're recognizing something, and I'm feeling like you're recognizing first where you've given your power away. Second of all, the amazing experience you have when you call your energy back, when you claim back your power, when you stand in your truth, when you have the strength, courage, and confidence to go for something that you desire and to receive it. And I feel like you've also been enlightened and recognized and have this awareness now of the vibrational frequency that you're operating in, right? And how that makes a huge difference. And I do feel there's the moon. you've seen that, you've discovered that, you've been enlightened. And I feel like it's through that, whatever it is that you had to recharge from. Four of Swords talks about rest, recharge, rejuvenate. Like I feel like your flame went out or it was dimmed or something like that, and I feel like you've gotten your power back, you've called your power back to you, and there would be your power, the sun, and now it's giving you the Ace of Pentacles, beautiful new beginnings, beautiful opportunity, changes in your physical realm as well. But I do feel like it's important for you to know that where you may felt like nothing was happening when you were taking this time out or rest, recharging, rejuvenating, that sort of thing, you could have, that could have even brought you into a little bit of a lower vibrational energy when you felt like you weren't accomplishing anything, right? Because sometimes when we're not physically moving energy or physically doing something or getting things done, we look at it like as a waste of time, or I'm not accomplishing anything. But I don't feel like that was the case. I feel like it was important for you to step back, to take that time out, to rest, recharge, rejuvenate, to see things differently. I'm almost feeling like to recognize your own worth as well and just how powerful you are, right? So I'll be interested to see the energies that show up to clarify this moon, but we're going to start with clarifying this Queen of Wands. Give us more energy about this Queen of Wands. Queen of Wands. What is any more energy? Yeah. Queen of Wands. Two cards came out. The Knight of Swords and the Page of Wands showed up to clarify the Queen of Wands. With the Page of Wands, I feel like this is a celebration. I feel like you're about ready to kick up your heels, celebrate in some way. Um, with the Page of Swords, this it is no, it's a Knight of Swords. I'm sorry. With the Knight of Swords, I feel like something happened quite quickly, or something, some sort of news, some sort of information, something. I feel like it was news or information or something. This could have been what was. I feel like in the past that you went through them challenging experiences about, and I feel like it was about some news or information or some insight that you had been gifted or given, or, was brought to your attention for you. I kind of feel like it had you caught up in a negative way of thinking, or I kind of get that thing of like, that energy of where you were really questioning your worth or what you were worthy of, or that sort of energy because of whatever that experience was. I don't feel like it was, I feel like it was the universe's way of saying this isn't for you, right? And it may have been painful, heartbreaking. It may have, just really felt like things were spiraling downward from there, but I don't feel like they were necessarily spiraling downward. I just feel like it was having that moment of clarity and truth going within and recognizing how powerful you are. And again, your energy showing up. Wow. The Wheel of Fortune to the Judgment. I feel like you've seen what you needed to see. I feel like you called back your power, you took back your power. I feel you're standing confident and moving forward. That's the energy I'm feeling. You moving forward onto a new beginning. I feel like judgment is rendered in your favor. You can see this person is being ascended, and look at the bottom of the deck. There's your energy again. I'm feeling there's something fresh and new that is taking place. I then look, somebody is leaving the past in the past, right? They've rested, recovered. Wow, all of these cards really tell the story. I feel like you've come back. You've gone through some sort of transformation. I feel like I love to see the infinity symbol as well. I don't know why, but I just love to see that. I feel like you've tapped back in. You've gained your strength, your power. Now you're looking at the past in that lack and the emotional confusion, and recognizing that resting, there's that Four of Swords again, resting, recharging, rejuvenating, mending your heart has allowed you to close out a cycle and move towards the victory and towards the success. This is what I'm seeing in the cards for you through this month of October. Let's take a look at what wants to clarify, what energies want to clarify this Ace of Wands. To me feels like that fresh new beginning. I've seen several Ace is out here, so I do feel like you're going through a lot of new beginnings, like very powerful new beginnings. And I do feel they look really sweet. Like this looks like fantastic energy closing out the month of October for you, Leos. And I'm sure you can feel that like sigh of relief, right? Like the weight of the world has been lifted off your shoulders. Something has shifted, something has changed. There has been some sort of growth, and I feel like you have grown as an individual. Next two cards that come up is the Ace of Wands to the Hanged Man and to the Five of Swords. I don't feel this is your energy. I don't know why. I don't feel it, but I feel like in the past you were caught up going through an enlightenment. There's the Hanged Man to validate that. A lot of challenging, situations. I feel we've seen three fives now: the Five of Cups, the Five of Wands, and the Five of Swords, right? So I do feel like this really took a toll on you in the past. I'm feeling whatever energy that was connected or involved or associated with whatever that was that you had to heal from, that sort of energy. It gives me the vibe that that energy is trying to come back with that Knight of Swords, come in quickly, have some sort of conversation or communicate some sort of information. I'm just not necessarily seeing that, just because I'm not really liking the vibe of this energy right here. Not that I don't like seeing it, because I can see that where this could come through, but I feel like this is where you're going to really be tested about your strength and your courage, and where you're no longer feeding into the illusion, the confusion, the distorted energy, the emotionally imbalanced situation, experiences, or relationships. So let's big power move for you, Leo, for the remainder of October. Let's see what the moon. Tell us more about what this moon. Tell us more about the moon. Give us more clarity and insight as to what the moon is clarified by the Hermit. Wow. So that talks about, look at, I love this light. I feel with the Hermit card, this is talking about gaining that wisdom, the enlightenment. Somebody has gone within, they've discovered or uncovered um, something within themselves. I feel like it's a gift, a tool, a power that maybe, you know, it was covered up, it was buried, they weren't tapped into. I feel like that is what's taking place. Bottom of the deck is the Seven of Cups to the Four of Swords to the Moon card. It feels like there's an energy of flipping, right? Like this feels like if you've given your power away in the past, I feel your powers came back to you, or you've called your power back to you. You're standing in your power now. You're having that strength, courage, and confidence. You're taking that action. You're turning that wheel. You're making these changes. You're embarking on this new beginning. And where you have given your power away, it, it feels to me like that's not going to be the case anymore. I feel like the judgment is to bring balance into a situation. And with the Temperance Angel, I always feel like there's angelic guidance and protection. So you may have felt like you were going through, and when we do go through a dark night of the soul or any sort of transformation, no one gets to, I mean, you can have support system around you, but no one can do your healing for you. That's all on self. It's your choice to heal, to mend, to do that sort of thing. Another ace of swords on the bottom of the deck. So that's the truth. And then there was a two of cups hidden in the center of this balance in the two of cups. So I do feel like something is coming back into balance for you. I feel like you're tapped back into your power. I do feel there is an energy that, there just feels like with this moon, whatever was hidden, whatever you've had to recover from, whatever kind of emotionally turbulent experiences and situations you've endured, I don't feel like you're feeding that energy anymore. I feel like you're turning your back on that energy. I feel like you've gained the knowledge, the wisdom, the insight, what you've needed to know. I feel like you've learned some lessons through this. I feel like you're much smarter and wiser now, and probably more aligned and, with your um, with your skill set of using your discernment, right? Where you're more discerning about situations, people, places, and things, and easier able to see like things that can't, right? Like people can say whatever they want to say, but it's like, it match, right? Do their actions match their words? And I feel like your discernment has been put on 10 as a result of whatever it is that you've gone through in the past. So I do feel there's going to be more choices, better choices. And I feel like you are in manifestation mode and able to do this because you've tapped back into your power. You've called your energy back. You've called your power back. So this is a really super awesome message. I do feel because the two moons came out, you could possibly see this really manifesting or really seeing the significant signs of all of this when we reach that new moon in Libra, which is coming up in the very near future. Keep your eyes peeled because I will be having readings going up and out for each of the 12 signs in regards to that new moon. So I thank you for taking the time to listen to this message. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I thank you for being here. I send you love and light.